So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down on the Hump Day grid. Today we have a construction by Juliana Tringali Golden, edited by Joel Fagliano. And he is just doing a remarkable job. We certainly want the very best for Mr. Shorts, but I'm really very thankful. And I think we're all fortunate that Joel is at the helm at this point. So this is good. Today is the eve of American independence. So there's something to be said for that. So yeah, salute, post, mazel tov. Cheers. All right, let's hop into our grid. Let's see what we got going on here today. What kind of Wednesday are we going to have? We can usually tell right up front. By the way, you got into that, another case of that linea, was that 27. I think I am sold on Portuguese wines for sure. Wonderful stuff. Org, formerly called the Bureau of Labor Standards. Okay, well, I think that's OSHA. It just sounds like it should be, so let's check ourselves. Foal fodder. Okay, so a foal probably is in a baby horse. And I guess oats. Related, could be akin. Okay. 3-player trick-taking game. Oh, see, I don't know. I won't know this. Boy, I better hope that my crosses come in handy on this one, huh? Employee hire. Thick hooded jacket. I can never remember how to spell this. I think this is a K. Yep, it's a K. Amok. Is it an NRAC? I can't remember how to spell it. So I guess we'll have to just figure this out. All right. Multi-speaker system, probably stereo, right? You know? Okay, so it's an NRAC. It just can't know everything, right? Anorak. I don't know. Is this? I don't know. Is it Scat? Is that the name of this game? I don't know. I really do not know, and I'm going to have to get the rest of it. Number on a resume, maybe telephone. Blank Thompson, U.S. soccer star who made her World Cup debut at 18, and it's Alyssa, right? So yeah, this looks like this could be a real McCoy. And Japanese rice cake often filled with ice cream. Yeah, see, I mean, these are things that I'm familiar with. Not quite like, is it set in stone? So, yeah, okay, so Sao Paulo, salutation, pottery supplies could be clays, and I guess this tells me that this here is Ola. And Pixar's Lightning McQueen for one, I mean, a car? Is this mochi or something? Curbside water source. Yeah, I guess it is mochi then, because this is a hydrant. I guess when it comes to my mind, I should probably just put it in, right? So, Ray of Barbie, Issa. Most suggestive. Rocker Santana, Carlos. Okay, so I think this is Raciest. And it looks like this is indeed Scat. It looks like Observation Deck. This, I guess, is one of our theme answers here. It's in italics, and it looks like it's going to be tarot cards. So, cool. All right. And this Real McCoy kind of added this. So it is Alyssa. I guess we have the two S's here. All right, I think we're moving now, slowly, kind of getting into the groove a bit. Where hogs go wild. Did they really go wild in this time? Like, let's see. Much of Greenland, maybe tundra. Word with straight. or right? Starting with a D. Do you see it in there? I think that's damn straight and damn right. They must have interviewed a Texan for that. A lot of farm yards. I'm going to go with acres on this one. And I'm going to quickly check myself too. Vehicles with a redundant name. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be taxi cabs. So, and you couldn't get more redundant than that. But again, I'm going to be checking. Marked as a box. Someone to respect. I'm assuming this is an elder. And I did that because I didn't know if this is going to be XED and then N or XD. So you just don't know. We've got to do something. Significant impact, so to speak. Making a dent can do that. See, blank to your knitting. Mind your own beeswax. So I guess this would be tend to your knitting. Whiz or bang, probably a noise. Plant harvested. Yep, aloe. Got it. Moving on. Now we're back into some semblance of order. Shady in modern slang. I really don't know that either. Maybe sub or something. I don't know. Glass eye. Yeah, you know what's kind of appearing to me is crystal ball. And I wish I had one of those. Water, shade, perhaps aqua. Muslim place of worship, maybe a mosque here. Of course it's a mosque. Biblical mother of Dinah, and that is Leah. Founding NATO member, I guess we're talking about the USA. Common element in romance novels. Well, what do you think? Is there a drunk in each romance novel? Is it a lush? Or is it lust? I don't know. Let's see. We'll just go with this for now. Number cruncher skill. I'm going to go with the math on this one. Leave stranded. Okay, maybe to maroon. Why not? Inventor Tesla. And I think this is Nikola. Hit up. Pass up using a less common spelling. Old enough. Okay, so of age. So using a less common spelling. It says that, but I use this spelling all the time, so I don't know what that says about me. Casino calculations. How about odds? Here's the thing. If you've earned an English degree, which I have, my major was Elizabethan poetry, so Shakespeare. It was Elizabethan poetry and literature, right? Just in general, I took a lot of literature and rhetoric courses. And when you've done that, even at the undergraduate level, you kind of feel like all of a sudden you have a little bit of license to play with stuff. When I write, and I do write a lot of fiction, and when I do. I like these one-word sentences and stuff like that, right? It's little rules that you can kind of bend, out of artistic or creative license. Shakespeare majors unite. That's what we were talking about. Okay, so takes in. Roman poet who said, me, love cannot be cured by herbs, and this is Ovid. Determination, maybe grit. Takes in, okay, nets, so as in net pay. Makes sense. Provider of shade for a sidewalk cafe, an Eve, really. I guess in some cases, but wouldn't it more of an awning maybe? Or just a big old umbrella. Predictive text. Hit up, lob, maybe. Yeah, okay, that works. Stick out, maybe jut out. Now, predictive text. Now, with that jutting out there, looks like this could be a Ouija board. I always wondered about this. So, you look at the French for yes, right? There's a cool way to say it, ouais, right? But standard French, oui. Well, I was just thinking oui, and then ja in German. Ja, yes in German, right? So is it a yes board? I've been wondering that. I don't think it is, but kind of cool that it's a yes board in its own way. Just saying. Optimistic, probably Rosie. Matchmaker and Fiddler in the Roof. Yes, this is Yenta. Janice at 17 Singer. Isn't this Ian? What do we got here? The Hobbit Dragon. Yes, Smaug. People like me always get all jiggly. We just gelatinate whenever we hear anything from Tolkien, right? You don't even have to like the stuff. It's still Tolkien, right? So eat, maybe two. Wow. Consume. And get that cleaned up. What I was doing there. Not non. Oh, we were just talking about this. Not non. Non being French for no. So this is clearly probably oui. Oh. Metal detectors. Something coins maybe, right? Bother could be to irk. You want to really bother them, you ire them, right? Take a turn for the worse. Perhaps we're talking about going sour here. Activities that might require 20-sided dice for short. I think these are role player games. Again, it's just a guess. You always had the D&D stuff, the Dungeons and Dragons. I never played that as a kid. It was very popular when I was like between the ages of, say, 9 and, well, it's still pretty popular, right? But I never played it. I never did anything like that, When I wasn't, taking martial arts, classes or whatever, I was in my room writing songs or something, right? I was a little bit different. So I don't really know much about the whole role player games, other than that they have the same initials as rocket propelled grenades. So, feature of high heels popularized in the 1920s. I think this is a strap of some sort. I cannot remember which one. Usually pretty good with women's couture, but I'm really into it. I think in another life I should have been a fashion designer, and I also like to dress my Shotzi, whenever I get a chance, So kind of cooking oil. I should probably put in some canola. I don't know if that stuff's actually good for us, is it? I kind of stick with olive and MCT personally. Totally tubular pasta. Well, I guess it sounds like rigatoni. I'll have to get in on that and check that in a second. Courtroom profession, probably an oath. Metal detectors. I don't know what that is. Set against. The Marvel's director Da Costa. Isn't this Nia? This and that could be miscellaneous. I really don't know what that is. Set against could be anti. So I'm going to be sitting here thinking, I don't know what I-shing or ishing or I-ching coins, or if I'm even right with anti here. It seems like it would be, in T-strap I now remember to be the answer. I'm going to have to look up this I-ching coins. I-shing coins? Ich-ing coins? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, so fraudulent gambits. I guess 5 letters. That's with that plural on the S. If there would be maybe a scams or something. I don't know. Deli wrap would be a sorry. Word after golden or before girls. Golden. I can't think of anything right now. I mean, Mean Girls. Mean Girls would work, but that would only work if Scams is in there. With the bow, musically, and that is. Oh gosh, how could I forget that? Is it Atrum? Gonna have to get the cross on that too. We got a pretty tricky little Wednesday here, don't we? One's splitting the bill. This sounds like co-stars to me, so it's kind of telling me now that there's probably Scams. Nordic toast. Well, I hope we're not talking about actual toast, like as in bread that you've put in a machine or whatever. I hope we're talking about a toast, as in Cin-Cin, Mazel Tov, cheers, for he's a jolly good fellow, whatever. I hope we're talking about skull. And it is very popular here in Germany too, by the way. A lot of people still say that. Sesame Street curmudgeon, could be Oscar for sure. Now the CN here. Oh, well, good. No wonder I was nervous about it. I forgot I already had an S there. Okay, so is it Golden Mean? Peninsula east of the Yellow Sea, Korea. Okay, well, yeah, I guess it is, because this looks like Scams. And yeah, Arco. Okay, good. It took me a minute to remember that. But I don't feel comfortable with this at all, do I? I mean, this has really not been this is a pretty tricky little old Wednesday. I didn't come into this mentally prepared. How do we do, Bob? Well, I guess my speaker set on pretty loud. Okay. Well, I mean, a 16-minute Wednesday, it was a rather clever one. It makes me wonder if this is some sort of foreshadowing omen about what's to come for July 4th, because that's going to be Thursday, right? Tomorrow's Thursday, and will it be chock full of rebuses? I just really wish we called them rebuy. But you know what? When you study linguistics, you come to realize that it's not about prescribing grammar, it's about describing grammar. So therefore, if people are using a term, whether it's traditional or not, it's a term. It is now a thing. You used to tell me all the time when I was in grade school, ain't a word. Yes, it is, because you just used it. And you communicated something to me, and I understood, right? I was able to receive your feedback and synthesize it and repeat it right back to you. In other words, thereby, demonstrating that we're on the same page when it comes to communication, right? So if I can communicate it, it's a word. So I'm starting to think I'm just going to start calling them rebuy. I just might as well do it and take the lead on this one. Why not? But what can you say, right? This was a really great puzzle, though. It wasn't just a whole anything in there that was bothersome. I don't remember seeing a single word that made me go, ugh. That was so inelegant. Nothing like that at all. It was just a nice, clean, and challenging hump day grid. It really was. So to the constructors, right? Fabulous puzzle for today. So we'll push you away until Thursday. And in the meantime, so I'm going through old photographs and stuff, for the I don't even know what to call this, maybe the background, and maybe it's just a biopic. I don't know. Maybe it should just be called the Who Am I to Say Anything About Crosswords? I don't know. Who the hell am I, right? Kind of a thing. So maybe that's going to be the focus. But all in all, when everything is just said and done, I'm looking forward to being able to actually introduce myself to everyone. One of my favorite YouTubers out there is Mentor Pilot. He's a captain. He's a 737 pilot. He's from Sweden. He lives in Spain. He flies for a major European carrier. He's also a training pilot and a check pilot. Just a ton of hours, on the stick. In fact, when he was much younger, he was an airport firefighter, right? You know, so he's kind of been around an awful lot. And in the very first video, he explained who he was. And that just made sense because I caught it. I caught the video. I'm a huge aviation maven, if you will. I've got some stick time, right? You know, I love to fly. I love to be in the air, whether it's commercial or if it's just in a twin, you know, just maybe a twin prop, or maybe it's just a single prop. I just love being up in the air. And so obviously something like that really caught my attention. And so did Hoover, right? You know, there's certain people, certain pilots that kind of go over crashes and incident investigations and kind of spell them out for the rest of us. I found it very attractive. It's a good program. I'm always watching him. Well, he did. He started out that way, and I probably should have too. So we're going to try to get this done this week. So right now I'm going through old photographs and stuff that I have, and maybe putting them on the scanner and just trying to get stuff ready. I mean, I want to make it informative, but I also want it to be entertaining. And believe me, if we're talking about my life, it's going to be entertaining. I can't help but laugh at almost everything, and especially myself. Pretty easy to do. So until we see you for tomorrow's mini and the big grids, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Grüß Gott. Servus. Ciao. Cin-Cin. And see you tomorrow. Be well. Be good to yourselves. Take care.